Matt Sullivan. I'm an oboist, contemporary music performer. I came up through the kind of classical training, and then when my orchestra folded that I had been playing in, I came to New York and decided to do it on my own terms. In 1981, I joined a group called the Sonora Ensemble, and it was a collection of composer performers, two of whom came from Indiana University and were a part of the electronic music lab there, and had worked with Donald Erb and a few folks on the faculty at that time, and came to New York kind of as a group. Judith St. Croix being one of them, and C. Brian Rulon the other. And we had a group called the Sonora Ensemble, which was about 8 people. And we were doing very unconventional work, conceptual theater piece type work, things. And we all kind of knew about Julius Eastman, and the first time I saw Julius kind of in action, if you will, was at a concert by the New York Philharmonic at a series about contemporary music called New Horizons that Jacob Druckmann had initiated when he was composer in residence with the New York Philharmonic. And I went to one of the New Horizons concerts, packed. It was seen as the place to be for new music at that time, especially for orchestra. Composers who were coming were kind of dressing for the occasion in a way, to stand out a little bit, because it was a who's who of was around at that time in New York. And so there was a lot of whispering, like, that's Julius Eastman, that's Julius Eastman. And down from the aisle comes Julius, dressed in pajamas. No shoes, pajamas. And kind of smiling at people, and nodding, and people were smiling at him and saying, hello, Julius, and he was waving, and he walked right up to the stage, turned around, took a bow, and turned around and walked out. We kind of looked at each other thinking this would be a perfect guest for our group, Sonora Ensemble. And Judith had known Julius and invited him to join us in some concerts. I remember the concert quite clearly because Julius did a solo piece of his own voice piece, and then he improvised with the group. His solo piece, which he did first, kind of shocked the audience. Now, this would have been about 1983, 1982, AIDS had just hit. It was a shocking wave in the city. No one knew what it was killing people. And Julius sang a song that, as we started to listen, we became like, oh my gosh. It was called Come Inside Me. And it was a love song in his own special way. And we looked at each other like, I don't know if we can use this for a grant proposal. But he was unstoppable that way. It was who he was. He saw it as his mission, in fact, to kind of sound the warning in a shocking way. And he would draw the words out for so long and change the color as he, so it'd be calm, but deep. We didn't know where he was going until we started stringing it together over time. And yes, it was shocking, but it was also quite moving, powerful. You felt with this man singing in these deep, rich tones that you were hearing spiritual, in fact. Julius kind of went off the map for a while. And I think in the mid-90s, it was the early to mid-90s, he showed up on the doorstep with Brian and needed a place to live. And Julius became homeless. And we were all very sad about it. There was an element to this of community. And so Julius would move around living with people, but he was also living on the street. And there were some serious things going on for him. And I don't know, I don't remember now the exact date or the year even that he died, but he died on the street freezing to death. Very colorful, kind, genuine, generous person. African American, and a uniquely wonderful human being. And knowing how he died was really a shock to all of us. And his passing was a kind of changing of the guard officially down here, because he was a part of the scene in a kind of reclusive and also boisterous way. He was a major character.